This is Jeff Mucci with RCR Wireless News, and we're here on Friday, the first day of South by Southwest Interactive, and we have a Sven from Nitero. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
Actually, it's Nitero.
Nitero, that's right.
So why don't you tell us about the company and where you are in your development?
Okay, so Nitero started up about 5-6 years ago. We're actually based here in Austin, so very excited about South by Southwest. Dreading the traffic, but we see a lot of people out on the street having fun. You know, it's a great city to be in. We also have a design center in Melbourne, Australia. And so, you know, we're a Fabless semiconductor. We're focused on WiGig, which is based on IEEE 802.11ad. What it brings you is very high throughput, multi-gigabit in the room, and it, you know, pulls in a lot of new applications. We're focused on the mobile device, and we're going into production at the end of this year. So, you know, next year at this time, South by Southwest, I think we're going to see a lot of hot applications and great demonstrations of what you can do with WiGig and Nitero.
Okay, so you talked about being in the device. Does that mean a smartphone, or does it mean other types of devices?
Absolutely. So, you know, we basically make a Wi-Fi solution. So it complements today's Wi-Fi, just brings in a whole new level of speed. The focus is on mobile. So, yeah, we go directly in with the mobile manufacturers, and, you know, we support Android now. We can support the other operating systems as well. And, you know, again, just really excited to see not just what we envision people doing, but, you know, similar to when we had GPS enter into smartphones. Okay, great, we have navigation. Now the apps guys got a hold of that GPS solution. And I mean, just look at all the solutions we have, all this, the social networking, Yelp, and so it really explodes out into commerce and how people enjoy their phone and connect.
Let's talk about the technology for a minute, and you know, and then followed by a discussion on, you know, the process to bring a product to market, getting it certified, following the standards, and then actually getting the approvals to have the chip embedded in a device. So maybe walk us through the major milestones and where exactly you are today.
Yeah, there are a lot of milestones, a lot of challenges, and we've made it through a lot. So I guess, you know, to start out with standards, what you need is sort of industry convergence, that we do want to do something together. Proprietary solutions, particularly with comms, just don't make it in the long run. People like to, the manufacturers like to remain agnostic about what type of silicon or radio they're using. It gives them options. So we started up on, as an industry, we formed a group called the WiGig Alliance. Within the WiGig Alliance, you had a lot of the major names that you see today, and also a lot of startups like Nitero. A specification was developed. That specification was delivered to IEEE. The IEEE then went through their process, which is, you know, quite thorough, and have ratified it, meaning the specification is published and available for use. So that's one big milestone. But on the sort of the marketing side and the interoperability, that's a big challenge as well. These are radios are very complex. However, for people really enjoy using Wi-Fi because they don't have to worry about which version of Wi-Fi they have. It just works, usually, right? Right. So when you have the Wi-Fi mark there, what goes behind that Wi-Fi brand is a tremendous amount of interoperability testing. So at the moment, Nitero and other vendors have gotten together. We've delivered test cases and marketing requirements. We're going through this process of verifying that our devices work together in the ways that they need to. That's performance, the ability to connect, using things for security like Wi-Fi protected setup, which we use, you know, almost daily now, and as well things like P2P, which is Wi-Fi direct, which is device-to-device connectivity. And that's what a lot of the use cases we have is not necessarily connecting up to an access point and accessing the internet. It's more taking my mobile device, attaching it to this display, or going to a kiosk to purchase something. So we're going through the process. We're looking at launch most likely in 2016 of a Wi-Fi program.
Okay, and then talk about the funding of the company from inception and where you are today and what you expect to need for the months and years to come.
Okay, so you know, we come from an Australian research group, so we inherited a lot of that IP when we commercialized it. That was a great bonus for us. As well, we secured a grant with Commercialization Australia. That was a big deal for us. we've done some rounds with Austin Ventures here in Austin, of course, Southern Cross out of Australia, and Trailblazer Capital out of Dallas in Oklahoma. We're now approaching sort of our last round. So it's a very exciting stage for a semiconductor startup. We usually don't make it out this far. So we're kind of in the 1% club. So it's very exciting, but in general, it's been a good environment for 60 gigahertz. We see a lot of investment activity, both in private capital, with strategic investment from the larger companies, and with grants from different government agencies. So it's always tough. It's always hard to pick up money. We started up in 2009, and we had economic problems throughout the world. But we made it through. The other startups made it through, and so what you're going to get is a lot of options out there. And again, that's what manufacturers like.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.